What's up, guys? Jordan here from Show Me Vegas. Last night I stayed here at the Plaza Las Vegas. So how was it? Well, in this video, that's what we're going to find out. Let's go. All checked in here at the Plaza. Do not adjust your screen. Yes, it is that dark in this room. Alright, this is actually the brightest spot in the entire room. That's why I'm filming in this corner. It might not look that dark to you, but this room is very dark. So dark, in fact, that I can't even get a proper assessment on what it looks like. So I guess that's going to have to wait until tomorrow. It's after 6 p.m. and this is just a one-night stay. So with an 11 a.m. checkout, that means I have less than 17 hours to show you this entire property and what it's like to stay here in 2025. Why do I do this to myself? I guess to bring you guys more content. Alright, time is precious, so I'm going to get downstairs already and see what there is to eat, see, and do here at the Plaza. I know a few things about this property, and you probably already know what I have in store for dinner. Alright, let's just cut the crap. We all know I'm going to Oscars. If you're staying at the Plaza, you've got to eat at Oscars. I am solo, and it is a Friday night, so I'm probably going to have to sit in the lounge. Hopefully there's a bar stool with my name on it. First things first. If it seems to you like every social media influencer who has covered the Plaza has been comped, you're not alone. I was not. I always pay for my stays, including everything in this video, because I think you're here for an honest opinion. So I got in. Yes, the restaurant is very busy on this Friday night, but the lounge is open seating and I got the best week. I mean, seriously, does it get any better than this? Now, if you're not familiar with Oscar Goodman, where have you been? He was the longtime mayor of Las Vegas, but before that he was a high-powered attorney. Not just any attorney, though. He represented some of Las Vegas' most notorious mob figures in the 70s and 80s, most notably Tony Spilotro and Frank Rosenthal. You might know those two guys as Nicky Santoro and Ace Rothstein from the movie Casino. Oh, by the way, a pretty famous scene from the movie Casino was filmed right here at Oscar Steakhouse in the iconic... Alright, let's take a look at the menu. Cocktails first. If you're eating here at Oscars, you have no choice, in my opinion, than to get the His Honor. It's what the mayor drinks. That's Oscar Goodman's drink of choice. It's basically just a giant glass of gin. Let's take a look at the menu. It is classic Steakhouse. They've got shellfish, salads, the appetizers, the lobster biscuits to die for here, and I believe the meatballs are pretty highly regarded as well. Over on the other side, entrees in addition to steaks. The scallops are fantastic. Those are my favorite. And the steaks are a few dollars cheaper than what you're going to find in a strip steakhouse. Classic steakhouse menu. Alright, I've put in all of my favorites here at Oscars, and I'm pretty excited. I've said that a few times, but whatever, I'll say it again. I started with the cocktail that I mentioned earlier. This is the His Honor, and when I said it was a big glass of gin, I meant it was a big glass of gin. There's also a jalapeno spear in there, and honestly, it really sets it off. Yeah, exactly. This will get your night started here in Vegas. I also got the lobster bisque, which is absolutely outstanding here, and Oscar's chopped salad. Let's dig in. I interrupt this video briefly to tell you how I booked this room. I booked this room through Plannin', and Plannin' is the sponsor of today's video. Plannin' is a travel booking website created to connect content creators like this channel with travelers like you to help you save up to 40% on hotels worldwide. I saved more than 20% off the Plaza's direct website by booking this room through Plannin', and you can too. All you have to do is sign up for a totally free account, use the link in the description box down below, or scan the QR code on the screen right now. That's going to unlock those discounts for you, and it's also going to help this channel produce more travel content like this very video. In addition to hotel rooms across the world, Planin has now partnered with Get Your Guide to offer experiences like tours, excursions, shows, and more. We've used it. It's a great tool to help save money, not just in Las Vegas, but anywhere. Hey, hotel rooms, especially in Las Vegas, can be expensive, and it's always nice to have another tool to help save money on your trip. Once again, sign up for a totally free account using our link or scan the QR code and get saving today. All right, back to the video. So the scallops have arrived, and take a look at these things. Now, I think if you've watched enough of these videos, you know me well enough to know that I'm going to tell it like it is. These have always been my favorite scallops anywhere, and I don't think you can get a better scallop anywhere. I've never had one. I've had a lot of them in my life. And once again, the scallops are out of this world. Well, to say that was a fantastic meal would be an understatement. And now, to be honest, I could just go to bed. But I'm not going to do that because I've got to show you guys around the plaza. I'm going to take my little tripod back up to the room, drop it off, and then we are going to go explore this property. Up on the second floor, just outside of Oscar's Steakhouse, is a wedding chapel. This looks super cool. Check this out. It looks like it's straight out of Vegas Vacation. Up one level from Oscar Steakhouse is the bingo hall. Bingo is a big deal here at the plaza. I've never really been tempted to play. Let me know in the comments if you play bingo. One really weird feature here at the plaza is Las Vegas Jerkies. This is a jerky store that's up on the third floor outside the bingo hall. Apparently you can get all the exotic jerky you want in here. Not right now though, of course, because it's closed. It's late at night. Alright, let's start like always in the main lobby, and let's talk a little history. The plaza opened in 1971. Back then it was known as the Union Plaza. It was named the Union Plaza Hotel because this hotel was built on the site of the old Union Pacific Railroad Depot, which operated for decades beforehand. The railroad tracks are still literally right on the other side of this hotel. I heard the train go by just after I checked into my room. There's not a ton of dining, but there's of course Oscar's where I ate tonight, and there's also this, Hash House A Go-Go, the downtown location, right here off Main Registration. In 2023, the plaza invested millions of dollars into its front yard, if you will. This right here used to be the main valet. Now it's an awesome outdoor bar known as Carousel Bar. At the same time, they opened the Brian Christopher slot area, which is a smoke-free slot area that's YouTube friendly. On the other side, a brand new Pink Box Donuts. If you think you've seen this north tower of the plaza somewhere before, well, you probably have. This served as the inspiration for Biff Tannen's Pleasure Paradise and Back to the Future 2. Now, I'm a nerd, so these kind of details actually matter to me. A lot of people have said that the plaza was in Back to the Future 2, but actually it was not. It merely served as the inspiration. Those actual shots from that movie were filmed on a 9-foot model that was actually just modeled after the plaza. The plaza wasn't actually in the movie at all. Just inside Pink Box Donuts, Fortune Cup Derby Deluxe. I absolutely love these machines. I might have to play this before checkout. You've probably heard of this. This is the Sand Dollar downtown. The second location of the Sand Dollar, the other one's on Spring Mountain. This offers free nightly entertainment. It's open till 4 a.m. Now there are two hotel towers here, the North Tower and the South Tower. Closer to the South Tower, you're going to find this. This is pop-up pizza. All right, let's talk about the casino. Wikipedia says this casino is 80,000 square feet, but I'm not sure I would believe it's that big.
That's what she said.
Regardless, it's super busy, it's vibrant. There are a lot of games here I'd love to play. As a matter of fact, I might just finish up this tour and go play some games. So when they renovated the main valet and turned it into carousel bar, they had to also relocate the valet. It's now at the south entrance, which comes in right here next to the sports book. The sports book, by the way, is a William Hill sports book, and it's not fancy by any means, but they do have a lot of large screens in here. The Plaza does have a classic old school showroom, currently home to Misbehaved Mavericks, which from what I understand is a classic Las Vegas variety show. Let's talk table games. Like most Fremont Street properties, there are great odds here. $10 blackjack on a Friday night that pays 3-2. Also, there is a single zero roulette wheel over there. It is a $25 minimum, but the other roulette wheel is a double zero table, and it's only a $10 minimum. So, very approachable table games, even on a Friday night. They do have a bit of a food court here at the Plaza, a Subway, fresh Mexican grill, and a place over here called Just Rice. Not huge, but it gets the job done.
That's what she said. That's what she said. That's what she said.
Again, that's what she said. As you can see by the faint M outline, there used to be a McDonald's here, but no longer. Not sure if they're going to replace this with something else or not. All right, I think I've covered most of it. It's time to put the camera down and have a little fun. Maybe play some slots, perhaps some blackjack, maybe cap it off with a nightcap at the Carousel Bar. Either way, I might see you again tonight, but if not, check you guys in the morning. Time is running a little short this morning, so I got my coffee to go. There's three things left I want to show you at this property, and they are in the South Tower, so we're headed that way now. This is the pool at the Plaza, and this is really cool. This is on the 5th floor of the South Tower. It's a rooftop pool, a great sun deck, open in the wintertime, open 9 to 5 today. I did dip my hand in the water, and it's very warm. So this afternoon, when it gets a little bit warmer outside, you could take a dip. I'm not going to, but you could. In the summertime, it undoubtedly gets really hot up here in this rooftop pool deck, so I appreciate that they have these sunshades. There is a lot of space for lounging, not a lot of water, but this is really nice for the size of this hotel. They also have 6 cabanas out here, not operational in the wintertime, but they look pretty nice. Also about the same number of day beds. Same thing with the bar, not operational in the wintertime, but I imagine this area is really cool in the summertime. Might just have to come back in the summer and check it out. Also over here, once again, seasonally, a food truck. And I've seen this on a couple other Plaza videos. They do have 4 rooms here in the South Tower that have their own pool patios. Kind of like over at the Link. This would be really cool to have in the summer. Just walk right out of your balcony into the pool area. All right, that's a look at the pool area, but that's not all there is here on floor 5. There's something pretty cool over here, and it is very busy this morning. 12 pickleball courts here at the plaza, up on the 5th floor. I'm assuming there's some kind of league going on because almost every single one of them is being used this morning. Pickleball's actually pretty fun. Don't knock it until you've tried it. One more thing to show you, and it's near the lobby. While we walk, interesting fact, did you know that in 2010 they remodeled that south tower using furnishings they bought from the then bankrupt and defunct Fontainebleau project? How ironic that nearly 14 years later, Fontainebleau would actually open, with new furniture, of course. Now I absolutely never have any time to work out when I'm in Vegas. And besides, you're already walking 5 to 10 miles a day. I feel like that's enough exercise. But a lot of you guys do want to see the gyms. And the gym here at the plaza is super cool. Check this out. Not gym related, but I did mention there used to be a train depot on this site. There are the train tracks. A couple of trains went by my room last night, and it sounded like a thunderstorm outside. No worries, it was over quickly. Now, of course, you've got free in-room coffee here, and there is no Starbucks on property, but if you need more, there is this coffee bar right off hotel registration. All right, by now I've shown you pretty much the entire resort. I'm back up in the room, and we actually have light in here now. Room tour time? Room tour time. This room is known as a Luxe King room, and it's in the North Tower on the 17th floor, room 1715. This room checks in at about 325 square feet, which is small, so even though it sounds silly for me to say, let me show you around, I'm going to do it anyway. Let me show you around. These rooms are advertised as newly remodeled, but the best I could tell, they were remodeled around about 2019, which makes sense because even though these rooms are nicer than some of the others at the property, it doesn't exactly look brand new. Just inside the room to the right, you've got a nice little seating area with 2 comfortable chairs and a table in between. In the middle of the room, of course, the bed, a king-size bed, a pillow top. It was pretty comfortable, triple sheeted, and I will say the sheets were extremely comfortable. The pillows, not too bad either. Overall comfort of the room, pretty solid. Overall, I like the room style. The decor is fine. The color palette, not exactly my thing, but it's alright. The flooring throughout the bedroom is vinyl plank flooring, which I love. It's always cleaner feeling than that nasty hotel carpet. There is an area rug underneath the bed. The rest of the room is a hard surface. Looks like it's been freshly mopped. Perfectly clean. Right over here at the foot of the bed is your dresser. There's a cabinet there with a refrigerator in it for your own personal use, and it was stocked with 2 complimentary bottles of water. There's also a wardrobe that has a decent amount of space. Iron and ironing board are in there. The TV is a Samsung and it looks pretty new. On the website they describe it as a 50-inch TV, which is plenty big for a room this size. One thing I will say about the TV, not a very good channel guide, so you're going to have to surf channels the old-fashioned way. Over here by the window near the bathroom is your desk. It's a small desk, not a lot of workspace on it, but it gets the job done. What it does have that's nice is an in-room coffee maker with 2 servings. There are power outlets on the desk, but I will say they don't work very well. The plugs are loose. My devices kept going on and off from charging to not charging. The coffee maker was the same way. I travel with my own power strip, so not a problem for me, but it could be a problem for you. Oh yeah, there are more power outlets on either side of the bed. Same situation though, the plugs are kind of loose. It's hard to keep your things plugged into them. There are USB ports as well, so that might be the better option. This room is on the west side of the building, so it does not face Fremont Street, which means you don't have a great view, but you don't have to endure the noise of Fremont Street. As loud as it was in the hallway last night, I can only imagine how loud the Fremont Street noise is on the other side of the building. One place this room falls a little bit short and definitely feels very small is right in here in the bathroom. It's functional enough, yes, but it's very tight. The shower in particular is extremely small. It's got one of those half-glass walls, but it does have a curtain inside. The problem with that is an already narrow shower becomes even more narrow with the curtain inside. Bigger guys like me are going to have to navigate very carefully not to stick to the shower curtain or press yourself up against that cold tile wall. Also, the bathroom feels a little bit dingy. They call these rooms newly remodeled, but you can definitely see in the bathroom they've already got some wear and tear. The grout's a little bit dirty, the shower head was kind of gross looking. All in all, it was pretty clean. I didn't find any hairs or stains, but it definitely looks like things like the grout could use a deep cleaning. I will say I do like that they're still using single-use bath amenities here at the plaza. I really like an old-fashioned bar of soap over a body wash container attached to the shower wall. The amenities were good enough, even if the shampoo did look a bit like olive oil, and the conditioner smashed avocado. One last important note here about rooms in the North Tower. The North Tower just has 3 wings off the elevator lobby, so no matter where you are, you can't be very far from the elevators. That's nice. Alright, check-in time is near, so it's time for me to go over my overall thoughts for staying at the Plaza in 2025. First and foremost, let's talk about price. I pay for my hotel rooms out of my own pockets. I'm not working with the Plaza on this video. I never am. I mentioned earlier I booked this room through Planet, and I did save about 20% over the Plaza's direct website. I paid all in $172 for this room last night, which is a little bit high, but it was a Friday night. I did shop around, and most of the other hotels on Fremont Street were charging something similar. Just know that during the week, you can usually get this room all in for maybe $90 to $100. It's going to be something like $50 to $60 for the room, plus the resort fee, plus tax. Do I think this room is worth $172? Probably not. But again, it was a pretty busy night last night. I don't think I'm going to do pros and cons in this video because I mentioned in another Fremont Street review that I think most of the hotels on Fremont Street has similar pros and cons. The hotels down here are very similar. Their prices are very similar. They're all packed into such a small location that I really don't think there's a huge amount of differential. It's more about personal preference, whether you like the casino, whether you like what they have to offer. All that said, I very much enjoyed this property. It had been years since I spent any amount of time in this casino, probably 10 years plus. And all of the improvements they've done here in the last few years are pretty impressive. I love Carousel Bar. I very much enjoyed gambling on the casino floor last night. It was clean, it was vibrant, it wasn't very smoky, which is kind of strange for a downtown property. They tend to be a little bit smokier than the strip casinos. They had a great selection of slots. Although I didn't do very well at slots, the table games odds are fantastic. I mentioned there was a single zero roulette wheel down there. Blackjack pays 3 to 2. You can low roll at this casino very comfortably. By the way, drink service at the tables was also fast, perhaps too fast if you know what I mean. All in all, I very much enjoyed it. Let's talk about this room. You just saw the room tour. This room is fine. It's a little bit too dark at night. It's not very big, but I think it's laid out well, and aside from the bathroom, I think there's plenty of space. It was comfortable, and thanks to being on the other side of the building from the Fremont Street experience, it was quiet in here last night, with the exception of 2 trains that passed by, which jolted me from my sleep and made me think there was a war going on outside. That was over in a few seconds and I was back to sleep. Being able to get good rest when you're staying on Fremont Street can be elusive, so if that's important to you, be sure and ask for a room that's not facing the Fremont Street experience. They might not be able to accommodate you, but they probably will. Dining here is pretty good for a hotel this size. Oscars is great. If you haven't gone to Oscars, I think you need to do yourself a favor and do it. It is a great mid-scale steakhouse. It's not as expensive as, say, Barry's Downtown Prime right across the street, or pretty much any of the strip steakhouses. Get the scallops. You will not regret it. It's kind of ironic that Oscar has a steakhouse here at the Plaza because when he was mayor in about 2005, he said something to the effect of, "If I had my druthers, I'd like to see the Plaza imploded." Lo and behold, a few years later, he put his name on a steakhouse here at the Plaza, and he's even been known to be seen there from time to time. He does Oscar's dinner series, which was actually just the night before I ate there. Aside from Oscar's, you have Hash House A Go-Go, you have a small food court, and of course you're on Fremont Street, so if you don't like the options here, it's just a few steps away to go to another hotel like Circa, where they have a great dining lineup. It's so walkable, you can eat anywhere. All that said, would I stay at the Plaza again? I can't believe I'm going to say this.
I think I absolutely would. It's funny, we all have our preconceived notions, and I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I did. But staying here just one night dispelled all of those preconceived notions I had about this property. It was fun, it's almost always affordable, and it's a great option if you're thinking about staying on Fremont Street. Hey, that's it for this one, guys. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you made it this far in the video, you obviously like Las Vegas content, so subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification bell so you get notified anytime we upload new content here on Show Me Vegas. As always, I've got to be moving on. So many hotels, so little time. I'm going to see you in that next video because there's always more for us to show you on Show Me Vegas.